architecture, we will be having the inventory, main server, as well as the uh, the installation processes, like which we can like it's like a script which we can run into that, like it is like a playbook. And Ansible is nothing but as the push based the architecture. So Ansible push based means the central, it is a central server which will send the notification to the all working nodes.
Mm. Push-based architecture means from the central server. As I mentioned yesterday, we do have the master server where we install the Ansible, right? So that will consider a control machine or the master server. That master server, if it's trying to, communicate with the remote server and to configure something, to install something, to make some changes with respect to the nodes, worker nodes. So what we'll do, we basically mention to the master server, do these changes with respect to all the worker nodes. So master server will do the push changes, whatever the changes we have mentioned in the playbooks, that is which is in the YAML language. So it will understand that what task needs to be done. Then it will push all these changes, all this configuration with respect to all the worker nodes. That is push architecture. Whatever we have mentioned, it will do that changes via push based algorithm. As I mentioned yesterday, along with that Ansible, we do have same similar tools like Puppet and Chef. Puppet and Chef are pull based architecture. How that pull based architecture will work, agents on the server periodically checks for the configuration information from the central server. See, this Ansible is a agentless. The Chef and Puppet is agent based configuration. So the agents needs to be installed in all the worker nodes to communicate with the master. So now that agents will always check the changes with respect to the master periodically. If any changes which is available in the master as the newest one, it will do the pull. But Ansible, we don't have any agents which is resides under worker nodes. That's why it's a push based architecture. Central server is managing the push the configuration information to the target server, and we can control when the changes are made on the servers. What is meant by that sentence? We can control when the changes are made on the server in Ansible.
Yes.
So as we know, it's a push-based architecture. So,
Hmm.
the what are the changes we need to be deployed to the workers? The we need to update the same with the master. So once the master is have a same configuration, the rest will
No,
be.
no, no, no. We won't apply to the master. We will
We,
push the changes.
okay. Okay.
But in the pull based architecture, first you apply to the master, then the agents which resides in the worker node, it will always check the state of the
Yes.
master periodically. If any changes which is appear in the master, it pull that changes.
Yes. Sir.
But here, when you want, you can push it.
Yes.
You have a control.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and in Ansible, as I mentioned yesterday, it's a
Server.
communication between the master and worker node will work on SSH protocol. So it's a very secure protocol. We can easily configure, and there is no extra configuration which is required on the remote servers. I mean worker nodes also, because SSH as an inbuilt protocol which is used for the communication between the remote server. So we are using that same existing SSH protocol to communicate between master and worker node. So nothing else extra configuration which is required for Ansible. Only the thing is we need to install Ansible in one of the server that will be treated as master. That's it. Nothing changes with respect to the worker nodes. Nothing. So only the thing is only the connection establishment between the remote servers, control servers, and the worker servers. The SSH properly configured with respect to username and password. Either we'll go for password authentication, or we can go for passwordless authentication, or we can go for PEM file authentication. Anyhow, the SSH will support these three types of authentication, right? That we already learned during the Linux part. One is password authentication, passwordless authentication, and PEM file authentication. These three we can use. Any one of the thing we can use it for our use cases with respect to Ansible. Either you can go for password authentication, or you can go for passwordless, or you can go for PEM file authentication. Changes with respect to the worker nodes. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And we need to write the playbooks. See, Ansible won't understand the shell script or nothing else. It will only understand the ML language. Okay, if you want to do something with respect to an Ansible server, so everything which is written in a ML language. Okay, or it will support the ad hoc command. Ad hoc command are nothing but single time execution commands. So before that, first we need to install the Ansible and see what and all the things, what are the configuration things which resides under Ansible folder. Let me share my screen.
Sir, it will also support Windows Remote Manager, no, sir, but from SSH.
Uh, Windows also, yeah. See, it will like not specific to any operating system. You can use for Windows or Linux, Red Hat, CentOS, any operating system. But Windows configuration might be different because Ansible need to communicate with the Windows. But the main part is from Linux to Windows only we have to communicate.
Okay.
We need some WinRM modules. That is Windows RM modules has to be installed, and connection establishment between Linux to Windows, it's bit different compared to this, Linux to Linux.
Linux. Okay.
Yeah, that we'll see at last. How to communicate from Linux to Windows via Ansible. Via
Okay.
Ansible, you can push all the changes to the Windows servers also, but the thing is, Windows modules are different. While writing a playbook, you need to be careful. You can't use the Linux commands directly in the Windows
Okay.
playbooks.
It's
Yeah. Okay, so first let me create one server that will be I can treat as a master. If I want to treat it as a master, first Ansible need to be installed to that server. Let me create. I will create 4 instances for now, or three. Three is enough for us. One we can treat as master, and other two we can treat as worker nodes. Master, or we can control server Ansible. I will go for Amazon Linux. Launch instance. Let me rename other two as worker worker 01, then worker 02. Okay, right. So now first let me log into this control server. Updating. So let me try to install Ansible. I hope Ansible F1Y. Yeah. In Amazon Linux too, you can install directly by running this command. But in Ubuntu, I think you need to run some package before installing this package. Some needs to be added to your repo and all. So that needs to be either two or three commands should be there. First, you need to do some duplicate. Then you need to extract. Some steps are there, but Amazon Linux too, you can just run simple command sudo yum install Ansible. Okay, as a package, it will install. Okay, so installing dependencies are Amazon core, Git core, and SSH pass. Okay, it's complete. Let me check Ansible version. Yep, the core one 2.153. As I mentioned, Ansible built on Python, right? So that's why Python packages also installed. Executable location is this one, and Python version is 3.9.16. Without Python, it won't work because it's built by Python. Okay, now let me check for user share Ansible or locate Ansible. Cannot find slash. Yeah, etc Ansible. Okay. So now all the installed configuration things will be available in slash etc slash Ansible. So this is the folder where we have the complete Ansible folder. You can run Ansible playbooks anywhere in this system. There is no restriction to run only here or there. It's a system package. We can run anywhere. But this is the folder where the Ansible pre-default things was installed. Like we have roles folder. So inside roles, nothing is there. It's an empty and TC Ansible. I think host inventory files and all will it not comes as a part of share Ansible. This is not the thing. Earlier, this host file should be resides under /etc slash Ansible folder, but why
Sir,
don't they?
can we check for like SSHD configs, etc slash?
SSHD config. Why?
Sir, we will be having the some configurations files.
No, 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 no. Configuration files. What you are talking about? SSHD. No, this will be completely for SSH, but which I'm looking Ansible thing. See, we have this folder, right? etc Ansible. This is the folder where all
Sir,
the
slash etc slash ansible slash config, sir. See when so there we can find that configuration.
no, no, no. Configurations, host files, everything which resides under this folder. Okay, the earlier
Okay.
package when we install. But right now, I think they decommissioned everything. Only roles folder is available. See here, nothing else. But earlier, here we supposed to have one file that is host file,
Host.
and
Okay.
also we have one ansible.cfg that is configuration file. I think right now they have completely decommissioned. Okay, no problem at all. The host file means that will have the complete inventory. Host, we basically we called as host inventory file. It contains the list of your hosts. Hosts means hosts ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದಿಲ್ಲಿ? See, this is master. What we need extra workers, right?
Yes, sir.
Worker nodes.
This is control machine. Now Ansible is installed in one of the machine that will be treated as a control machine. Here we can control all the worker nodes. That worker node details, right? Because we have here two server. ಇಲ್ಲಿ worker 1, worker 2 ಅಂತ mention ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ Ansible won't understand, right? It needs some registry. Some registry has to be done for the Ansible control machine so that it will treat that okay, whatever IPs or whatever DNS name which you mentioned, I will treat that instances as my worker nodes. That register basically is an inventory file, host inventory file. That file will have the list of our worker node hosts. Okay, either we can group in the form of different groups like app server 10 IPs, web application server 10 IPs, database server 10 IPs. We can group or individually we can mention either IPs or you can mention DNS. DNS name you already familiar, right? Like SHS Tech
Yes, sir.
Academy class.com, google.com. These are all DNS name. That DNS name is mapped to one of the IPs, right? But make sure that if you are mentioning DNS name, that DNS is has to be associate to one of the server, right? Then only this Ansible will try to communicate with that server. Okay, let me create. Let me show one basic host file. Like this, we can mention like DNS name mail.example.com, or if you want to mention as a group web servers, DB servers. Okay, instead of showing it here directly, I can mention it. What we'll do, we'll create one host file. Here we can mention directly, I can mention like 191.122.3.4, or I have a group of servers like app server. Okay, I do have a group of app server. I can mention like some IPs, 108.91.0.22, 108.91.11.22. And also I do have some DB servers, right? So what I'm doing, I'm grouping, you know, uh, one bunch of servers. Okay, in my region, I have uh, a bunch of servers, maybe 20 or 30 servers, but 30 servers are used for different purpose. Maybe some of the servers are used for application purpose, some of the servers are used for automation purpose, like Jenkins installation, JFrog installation. Few of the servers are used for automation. Okay, then rest of the servers are used for testing purpose, and a few other servers are used for database purpose. We do have a multiple use cases. So depending on that, what I'm doing here, I can group, because DB servers will have a different set of instructions, right?
Yes, sir.
And also similarly, application server will have a different set of instructions. Like application servers, I can choose, you know, Amazon Linux to, and DB servers, I can choose Ubuntu, right? Ubuntu commands slightly bit different, right? You can't run M in Ubuntu machines because M is not a package manager in Ubuntu. apt is the package manager for Ubuntu, and in Linux you can't run M. You have to, sorry, you can't run apt. You have to run only M, right? So there is some slight changes depending upon the OS changes, right? But maximum commands we can run, but few changes, right? So for that reason, what I'm doing, segregating the group of instances, so that if I want to push something to the DB servers directly, I can use this name, right, instead of mentioning one by one. If I'm specifying this name, means okay, inside this, what, how many IPs are present, all IPs I can consider as worker nodes. Okay, total inside this host file, whatever the IPs, whatever the DNS name you mentioned, that will be treated as worker nodes. Okay, clear? So here we have the complete evidence of the worker nodes. This is the file where we refer the worker nodes entries. Okay, if you want to add new server to the Ansible, visit this page, add that server depending upon the group, or if you don't have any group, just add it like this, individual. Okay, clear? Host file.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
You can create your own host file. There is no restriction saying that okay, you have to create only here in /etc/ansible. It's not like that. During the runtime, it just pass where your host file is present. Why we call this as a default? If you're not mentioning your host file, first it will look for this folder. First, always, whatever you will mention, like for example, if you try to run some playbooks, first Ansible will visit this folder, it will search for the files over here. If it's not present, then it will fail. Okay. If you don't want to use this existing files which resides under /etc/ansible folder, you have to specify. Okay. -I, for example, -I can specify my host file which resides in different location. Okay. Just think like I have a host file which is resides under /etc/ansible. I have mentioned like this. But suddenly I want to test something, some other different server which is not mentioned in the host file. Again ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ನಾನು, I can create my own customized host file. Okay, but make sure that you should pass that by using the tags. We'll see that next upcoming examples. Okay, so ನೀವು ಯಾವುದು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it will always look for this folder. Okay, remember that part. It will always look for the default folder, or you can override that by passing your customized files. Okay.
Sir, there any template for like for the host file, or we can?
Now you can mention, say template means earlier they will just mention like this, this is the file, this is how the inventory files look like, the default inventory files like this, but all are commented. What they're saying, see, this is the default Ansible host file, it should live in /etc Ansible/host. Okay, comment begins with / all are commented. Ungroup host specify before any group header. That means before any header, just place it like this. For example, green.example.com, if you have a DNS name or you have a public IP, you can just mention it. Or if you
Sir,
have a collection. Hmm.
how will the Ansible will understand the given file given?
Yeah. That you will
Okay.
get to know once we see the YAML file.
Okay, sir. Okay.
This
Okay.
is the this is like a registry book.
Yes, sir.
Okay, where your
Yeah.
worker nodes, how many worker nodes you have, everything has to be make an
Okay.
entry over here. Otherwise, Ansible won't listen,
Yes,
right?
yes. Yep.
If you want to make sure that if you want to run something without host, you have to mention in the command line. Okay, but somewhere it has to be registered.
Yes, sir.
But this is the main registry book for Ansible. Host means all the inventory, host worker node entry should be there.
Okay, sir.
Okay, either grouped or ungrouped, that depends on your use case. Okay, basically for the organization level, we have a group of instances which is grouped together,
Yes, sir.
like this web server and like DB server, we can mention it. Okay,
Okay, sir. Got it.
yeah, but there is no, what I can say, syntax or nothing. You can just mention like this.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. First, you should mention your IP, or if you have a group, square bracket, group name, below IPs. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Now, the main part is Ansible modules. Modules are very much necessary. It's like a mandatory core field for Ansible. Modules are nothing but, to run the tasks, also referred as task plugins or libraries. You can consider it as a library, one which actually get executed inside your playbook. Playbook means the file which we discussed, right? The YAML language, we will create it. That will called as a playbooks. In Ansible, we called as a playbooks. Inside playbooks, we have tasks. That task will be created by using modules. Modules are nothing but task plugins. For example, we are using here in Linux, while installing any of the software, we will use sudo apt install, right? That apt is a package manager, right? Similarly, we have apt in Ansible module also. You can use apt to install or remove the packages, Also, we do have, let me list some modules over here. And one more point is very easy and fast setup, right? See, it took just how many minutes? Just a minute, right? We can configure Ansible master node. Just install, that's it. Then host file, we can create it, and playbook, we can create it and run it. And now modules, right? Modules. So for example, let me take apt module. Apt module is used for install or remove. We'll also do the same thing, right? In Linux.
Yes,
Sudo apt install, sudo apt remove. So install or remove packages using this module. Next, copy the files from local to host machines. Local means what?
our systems.
Master
No,
node.
local means master here,
Okay.
right? Host server means worker nodes.
Okay.
Okay, because we'll run this Ansible playbook from the master, right? So now your master is your local.
I thought it like local means from our system to the
No,
master.
see, from your system, we are
Yeah.
not running Ansible from there, right?
Yes,
These
sir.
modules will be executed in Ansible master node only, right?
Yep.
So Ansible master will be local.
Okay.
Okay. File means we use file for sets the attributes like create file or directory or link. Okay, we can do any these things. We can create file, we can create directory, or we can create link by using file module. Service module. It is used to start, stop, and restart services. Services are nothing but applications. Okay. Similarly, we do have so many modules are there. Today, please go and visit and identify few other modules, most useful modules. Okay. Useful
Okay.
modules in Ansible, get me the list tomorrow. And few of the modules are like get underscore URL. Useful mandatory modules, okay? Just
Okay.
to run our playbooks, git module is there, ping module is there, then debug module, and two lines of description why this module is used for, okay? Template, then wait for, okay, along with this list of 20 more modules, okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, okay, now we installed Ansible, then we try to configure this Ansible with worker nodes, right? So now I have two worker nodes. These two worker nodes needs to be added to my Ansible host file. So how to add it? So let me take this. Before, authentication need to be established, right? I can communicate to these two worker nodes via PEM file, because the same PEM file which is used for this instance creation, right? I can use that PEM file, but PEM file is I can't use always, right? While running the command, it will be like a complex algorithm. What I will do, I will make it as a passwordless connection between the servers. How to make the passwordless connection?
SSH keygen.
SSH keygen. So what I will do, let me create one user over here. So add user, right? Sudo add user. Username is, let me create one Ansible user. Sudo password for Ansible. Ansible. Ansible 123. Ansible 123. Password created successfully. Before that, password authentication needs to be enabled in SSHD config, right? Sudo
Yes, sir.
vim slash etc sshd config. Then which one here? Authentication. This is fine. Password authentication. We need to make it as
Yes,
yes.
yes. Permit root login.
Permit
Root
root
login.
login. Where
Root
it
login.
is?
Above.
PubKey authentication. Yes. This one, right?
Yes, sir.
This need to remove and make it as S, right? And uncomment. Save. Sudo ssh restart that folder. SSHD then. Yeah. Now for sudo su ansible. Okay, before that we need to add it to sudo group.
Sudo group. Yes, sir.
How to add to sudo group? It won't work with this add user. This command only work in Ubuntu. Hmm. To add to root user for Linux 2 machines. Yeah. Sudo user mode -a g and group name. Sudo username is Ansible. User one. Same command.
ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದು ಇ ಟಿ ಸಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಫೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಎಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸರ್ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಎಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾ?
ಇ ಟಿ ಸಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೂಡೋ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸರ್ ಇದೊಂದು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಸರ್, ಸೂಡೋ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಯೂಸರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಸೂಡೋ ಆ್ಯಡ್
ಅದು
ಯೂಸರ್.
ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ.
ಉಬುಂಟುನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಓ
ಸುಡೋ ವಿ ಐ ಸುಡೋ no, this is not the file. Exit.
ವಿತಿನ್ ಇ ಟಿ ಸಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಫೈಲ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
Sudo slash etc group. No, not this one.
ಸರ್ ಆನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಇತ್ತು ಸರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ.
Hmm?
ಆನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ಸರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಈಸಿ ಟು 1001 ಅದು ನಂಬರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
No, 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 this is the user ID.
ಸರ್ ಐ ಡಿ ಓಕೆ.
Sudo vim slash etc and sudo apps. Yeah, here. So what I will do here, let me add yeah. So here I have to add all root, allow root to run any commands anywhere. We need to add user here. Sudo su Ansible all equal to all. Now let me try. Exit su Ansible 123. Okay. Now cd slash home slash ec2 user permission denied. Okay, I can switch to sudo sudo mkdir test. Yeah, I can able to run sudo command. Okay, fine. What I will do now, let me log into this to server and create the same user. Okay, because I will use the same user for to connect. SSH hyphen IC2 hyphen user at the rate IP. Okay, now sudo user add Ansible sudo password Ansible Ansible 123 Ansible 123. Okay, now let me do the same thing. Slash etc.
ಸರ್ ಇದು ವೀಲ್ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್. ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಯೂಸರ್ ನೇಮ್ ವೀಲ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸುಡೋ ಗ್ರೂಪಿಗೆ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
Next sudo group nalle add ಮಾಡಿ. Sudo errors is nothing but all the sudo related users which resides under that file. That file will be validated every time whenever we are trying to run the sudo command. Wheel also same. If you observe that wheel also which is resides below where I have added to my content, right?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
sshd config, then password.
ಉಬುಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂಡೋ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಥರ ಲಿನಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಅಮೆಝಾನ್ ಲಿನಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೀಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಈಕ್ವಲೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಸೂಡೋ ಗ್ರೂಪ್.
Ubuntu ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ the file sudo errors file. Wheel group also will be treated as the user group. ಅಲ್ಲಿ sudo group ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ sudo group ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ wheel group ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಲೈಕ್ sudo group.
ಹಾಂ ಎಸ್.
ಬಟ್ wheel group ಗೆ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ. We'll try now
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
adding wheel group, then whether it's able to run the commands with sudo access. Yes, then save it. Sudo service sshd restart. Done. Now sudo user mode hyphen ag wheel, right?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, ವೀಲ್.
Wheel, then Ansible. Add it. Now let me check.
ಸೊ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಅದು ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಐ ಮೀನ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಯೂಸರ್ ಯಾವ ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
Yeah, Ansible 123. Now to ls sudo ls Ansible 123. It's added, but the thing is, it's asking password whenever we were trying to switch to run for sudo access. It will ask for password. Let me show you. So sudo mkdir test. It's not asked. Maybe for the first time.
ಸರ್, ವಿತೌಟ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಸೂಡೋ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ನಾವ್, ರೈಟ್ ಸರ್? ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ Ansible.
Yeah, EC2, but cd home EC2 permission denied. Okay, I can able to switch sudo cd /home /EC2. Yeah. Is it not switched? It's not switching. but it's having the sudo access because it can able to switch to root user here.
Yes, sir.
Let me check whether it can able to log into the server without Ansible Ansible 123. Yeah, perfect. Third server. This is my master, right? I will make it as a mark. Host name I will change it. Easily we can identify. Master node exit. Then I will log in. Yeah. Then this is my worker node 101 Ansible 123. So this is the problem. It will ask for password. Let me add this to that group. Sudo su then vim slash etc sudo errors. Then here, see why it's asking password means see here, allow people in group of wheel to run all commands. But same thing without password means we have to make it as no password all.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm doing, I'm adding in root, below root, I'm adding Ansible user should have all the permission for the same like root and no password. Don't ask any password for while running sudo. Okay,
Yes, sir. Clear.
right. Now worker node 2 need to be do the same thing. I'm just setting up the node setup. We can use, EC2 user only, but I will create one dedicated user for Ansible so that it won't conflict anything, right? I can use the same user throughout all my worker nodes. Ubuntu ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿ, Red Hat ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿ, Amazon Linux 2 ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿ, everywhere I will create only one user that is dedicated for Ansible. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so AC2 hyphen user at the rate, yes, sudo user add Ansible. Ubuntu ನಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೆ easy. Sudo user add Ansible. Once the user is added, it will prompt password immediately. Then if you run sudo user add Ansible space sudo, it will be added to sudo group.
Yes, sir. Correct. Ubuntu
Sudo
easy.
password, Ubuntu is easy. Ansible. See, I need to run multiple times the commands here. Ansible 123. Done. So let me change in SSH, SSHD. config password authentication one time setup idu. Okay, so we won't do this again and again. This is like a one time setup. Once it's done, we can just concentrate on our
ಸರ್ ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ ಸರ್ ಮೇಲೆ? ಎಸ್,
password authentication.
authentication. Yes.
Done. So sudo service sshd restart. Done. Next, sudo when /etc sudo errors, then /root insert Ansible space all equal to all, then no password colon
So WW.
WD
wd
colon.
colon save it, then exit.
Sir, we have to add wheel, sudo wheel.
No, no need to add because we added directly in the sudo errors file, right?
Yes. Okay, sir.
It's considered directly. Then this command worker 2 exit, then relogin. Now this is worker node 2. Now this is worker node 1 and this is master node. Okay. Now, now I set it up as a password authentication. Okay. If I want to make it as passwordless, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Sudo
Again, we need to go to config.
su ansible. No, first you need to create what? Keygen, right?
Ah,
Yes.
So what I will do, ssh-keygen. Remember, whenever you are running this command, please make sure that concentrate on the user. Don't create for EC2 user, okay? ssh-keygen, creating the, RSA keys, empty passphrase, done. And now what I will do, ssh-copy -id, then Ansible @3.80.252.255. Yes. Okay. Copied. Before copying, it will ask for password. Now try logging to the machine with SSH Ansible key. Okay, worker node 1, I copied it. See this one, 380.252.255. If you observe here, this is very simple command. No need to log into that server to copy. Now ಮುಂಚೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ? Authorized keys, right? We'll go there, we'll edit that file in authorized keys, we'll copy this key, right?
Yes, sir.
Remember? So same thing we can run via command itself. SSH -copy -id. That will copy your public key, then paste it in over there in the remote server. Now I copy to this server. Now let me copy to the second server. This one. Same command. SSH-copy -id. Then the user @ IP. Yes. Ansible 123 copied. Now see, just I can run this command like ssh ansible @IP. See, logged in worker 2. Okay, passwordless. Now ssh ansible first worker node 1. This one. See, logged in worker 1. Understood. Now connection established from the master node. Now master can communicate between these two server without any password. Right? Understood.
Yes, sir.
Create SSH keygen and make sure that this user has to be created in those two servers. Okay. Once the user is created, make sure that it should be added to sudo group because we'll try to install some softwares, right? That software installation requires sudo permission. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ m install apache 2 ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ ರನ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, right? Because it requires sudo access, right? So make sure that user should have sudo access. Okay, once that permission is enabled, now after that just run this command ssh keygen. First create the key, then ssh hyphen copy. Let me add it here. Passwordless auth ssh hyphen keygen, right? So once this is done, next ssh hyphen copy hyphen I user @server. Okay, before that, user creation sudo add username, then sudo password for user name, then sudo vim /etc/sshd_config. Or here you should edit like what? Password permit root login, right? First permit root login should be yes,
Okay.
then password
Authentication.
authentication. We should make it as
Yes.
S. Then if you want to add to sudo group, sudo vim /etc/sudo ears, or here under root all you have like this, all we should add like username.
All.
Okay, same all, then
No password.
no password.
WD.
If you didn't add this one, it will ask for password every time. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes.
that's it. Over here we should miss one, sudo service
Restart.
sshd
B. Restart.
restart. If it's Ubuntu, it's ssh.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now that's it. We're done. Now what we'll do,
Sir, keychain has to be created in the master, then
master, right? Because
then
master now need to communicate with the worker, right?
yes, sir.
Now master will have the master key. Now
Okay,
that key need to be copied to all the worker nodes.
okay, sir.
Or see, this is not a mandatory. What I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
either you should have the authentication password or passwordless or PEM file.
Yes, sir.
We can use any one of the thing. But why I am making this passwordless also, I will show all the three types authentication. If you
Okay.
want to use spam, how to use it. If you want to use password, how to use it. If you want to use without password, how to use it.
But whenever we push on changes, then that time it will ask for password, right, sir? Like if you go for password.
Yes, yes. During the execution of your playbook, you have
Yes.
to pass that password. Username and password has to be passed.
Okay. Got
Okay. Yeah.
ಸರ್ ಇದು ಕಾಪಿ ಐ ಡಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ಇದು ಎಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಎಚ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಐ ಡಿ ವಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಾಪಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ಸರ್? ಐ ಮೀನ್
It
ಇಸ್
will
ಇಟ್
copy. You will do like this thing, right? See what it's copied. cd dot ssh. Here we have authorized keys, right? What it's copied.
that key, right? Yeah.
keychain.
PEM file.
Okay. Remember this key. Will go here. cd dot ssh.
Con-
We have IDRSA pub. Let
yes.
me cat ID RSA.
Pub. Also
Private
there.
key is copied? No. This is
No.
the private key, right?
Yes,
See
sir.
here, open private key IDRSA. Now, if I do IDRSA dot pub,
Yeah.
see here, this is
Yes.
the public key. The same key, it's copied in worker node 1, right? See, SSH RSA Ansible at the rate master node. SSH RSA Ansible at the rate master node. See, everything is same. Similarly, if I go here, cd.ssh, if I do cat authorized keys, hmm, okay, right
Sir,
now
that's
I'm in
true.
EC2 user, so that's why it's showing my key, my system key, right? SU Ansible, because for Ansible user we added, right? Ansible. So that's why be careful while creation of SSH keygen. Maybe the password is wrong. Ansible 123.
Ansible 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Now cd.ssh
Config.
then cat authorize keys. See, Ansible master node
No.
pub key. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ earlier? We are manually copying from the master and login to the worker node 1, then open the authorized key files, then we'll add manually, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
that one we make it as just a simple command run. SSH copy ID, take my ID of the public ID for this user and paste it over there in the .ssh folder authorized keys, so that it should make the connection between master and worker node without password, because I added my fingerprint over there. So whenever I want to do some request, you should accept directly because fingerprint is matching, right?
So we generated fingerprint in master, sir,
Correct.
when we
First you
copied.
generate in your master fingerprints. That fingerprints I'm copying to the
Yes.
worker nodes wherever I want the connection establishment.
got it. ಅದು ಇದೊಂಥರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜೆನ್ ಕೀ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಥರೈಸ್ ಕೀ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೋ ಬದಲು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಕಾಪಿ ಫ್ರಮ್
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. We are just adding it in authorized keys.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಸ್ ಸರ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್.
Right? So, but ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ಸತಿ .ssh folder ಇರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಯೂಸರ್ಗೆ, because .ssh only once the connection establishment is done, then it will create it, right? ಸೊ ಆಗ ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಫೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಅಥರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಕೀಸ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಪೆಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ SSH -copy -id user @server. It will copy my master key over there, adding it in authorized keys, so that whenever authentication, if I want to require, it will match with the same fingerprint because I added my public key over here, so it's matching, it will allowing.
ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್.
Now
ಸರ್ ಡಾಟ್ ಎಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಎಚ್ ಪಾತಲ್ಲೇ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಾಪಿ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ
ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ SSH
ಪಾತ್ಸ್
ಅಲ್ವಾ ಈಗ?
ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಲ.
ನಾವು ಪಾತ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ದ್ರು ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್, if you observe here this command SSH copy id ansible. See, user bin SSH copy id info source key to be installed on /home/ansible.ssh ID RSA pub, the authentication of host 3.81.104.187 can't be established because the fingerprint it's not added right first time. Are you sure want to continue connecting? I'm providing yes. Then copying this, attempting to log in the new key to the filter route already installed. Now installed and prompted. Now install on the new keys. Now it's getting added over here. It will identify for which user you are connecting, whether that user is present inside that server. It will identify that first. Then that user will have its own dedicated home folder, right? Every user will have its home folder, correct?
Yes, sir.
So I'm doing SSH connections means it will create the .ssh folder. Inside that, authorized keys. If it's not there, it will create it. ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವೋ ಅದು ಆಟೋಮೇಟೆಡ್ ವೇನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
Okay, sir.
ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ನಾಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಸಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್,
ವಿಚ್
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್?
ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್? ಎಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಎಚ್, ರೈಟ್? ಎಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಎಚ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್ ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ವಾ? ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ? ಹೌ ಎಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಎಚ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್? During the remote server creation, we will add this port inbound has to be open, right? First 22 port open ಇರಬೇಕು. Inbound rules ಅಲ್ಲಿ first this is a mandatory field for connecting to the remote server. Then create one fingerprint. That's a key pair, right?
Yes, sir.
Creation of instance I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Key pair. That key pair is nothing but your fingerprint, right? At the first time, create my fingerprint for this server. Whoever is using the PEM file, allow me. Allow. If user having that fingerprint, allow to log into the server inside of it. Correct? ಆ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ನಾವು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಆಸ್ ಎ PEM file. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So that PEM file we used for communicating with the remote server. Alva? The same thing for remote to remote connection, what I'm doing, I'm creating fingerprint again, that is by using SSH keygen. Correct? There also we are having public and private. ಈಗ ನೀವು just observe it here. Cat my PEM file. It's a private key, okay? See here. Private key. Correct? Similarly, I do have private key here. Cat ID RSA. Correct? See? But PEM file authentication ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ private key authentication, private key file authentication. Now, what I'm doing, I'm creating a fingerprints for one dedicated user, that is Ansible. First, I will switch to Ansible user, then I'm creating the keys. Once I run that SSH keygen, I will get this public and private keys, correct? This IDRSA and IDRSA pub. Understood this part?
Yes, sir.
Now, if I want to communicate between the server, I have two types of authentication mechanism, three types of authentication mechanism, right? Either I can use a PEM file like, back, and I will show this. The same key I used for creation of vim test.pem. Saving it chmod 400 test file. What I will do, ssh hyphen I, then test.pem, then user is ec2 hyphen user at the rate 3.18.252.255. ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ ವರ್ಕರ್ ನೋಡ್ ಒನ್ನಿಗೆ?
Yes, sir.
ಹೇಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು? The same key which is used for creation of this instance for the user. Remember this. The user is playing a major role here. The same PEM file, I can't use it for Ansible user. Let me show it. Exit. Okay, Ansible user worker node 1 allide. Let me try to change this user as Ansible. See, it's asking password. Why? Because other than EC2 user, any other user which is trying to connect, it will be check for password authentication. But ಹೇಗೆ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಯ್ತು PEM ಫೈಲ್ಗೆ? Any idea? Because we enabled the password authentication, right? And also we added the user with password. The Ansible user which we created on the worker node 1, we enabled the password and we enable the permit root login with the password also. Right? Earlier, permit root login with the password, it's prohibited.
Yes, sir.
Settings we
Yes, sir.
disabled, right?
Yes.
Disable enable ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. Permit root login with the password. Prohibit means it won't allowed.
Yes.
Apart from EC2 user, PEM file authentication ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾವ authentication mechanism allow ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ existing servers.
Yes, sir.
Right? After adding user, adding the password, you can't able to log in because it's prohibited. But now I created one user, then I enabled the password authentication. Now both the channels is open, either PEM or password. PEM ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಇಂದ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದು 2 ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. See,
Okay, sir.
the first validation priority. The first
Yes.
priority is Ansible user. It's prompting password, right? If
Yes,
it's
sir.
not prompting password, it will take this as authentication.
But here, even after giving the PEM file, also it asking the password.
No,
So
no, no.
that
PEM file also it's asking password means overwritten that it's making this user password authentication.
okay, sir.
See, it's identify that it's not a EC2 user,
Yes, sir.
right? EC2 user is a default user which is created in any of the server.
Yes, sir.
After that, it's prompting the password. If you mention the password uh, correctly, then
Yes, sir.
it's validated successfully over here itself.
Okay.
So, ಈಗ ಎರಡು ಚೆಕ್ ಸಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ one check sum pass ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ it will allow.
Okay.
It won't go for mechanism itself.
Okay. First it will ask for password,
Right.
then it will
So
go.
now ಈಗ ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಥೆಂಟಿಕೇಶನ್ ಎನೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡೇಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು.
Yes, sir.
ಈಗ ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಅಥೆಂಟಿಕೇಶನ್ ಎನೇಬಲ್ ಆಗೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ಸ್.
Yes, sir.
Finger prints, not the private one, it's a public one.
Public key.
Public keys needs to be compared between the servers
Yes.
like this. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, let me exit. I won't give this now. Direct login ಆಯ್ತು. ಹೇಗೆ? This is requested to this server via this user.
Yes, sir.
Now this user will have a fingerprint over here.
Yes, sir.
.ssh authorized keys.
Okay.
First it will check for authorized keys, any authorization which is already added. Yes, I have one entry that is from the master node.
Yes, sir.
Am I getting the same request from the master node? Yes. Then allow it without password.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ವರ್ಕರ್ ಇಂದ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ssh Ansible @ 154.152.188.66. See, first time, right? So that's why there is no fingerprint which is added to the master.
Yes, sir.
You want to add it. See, it's asking password. Why it's asking password?
Because in
Passwordless
the
authentication ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಲ್ವಾ?
no, sir, like, but the same fingerprint is not present in the
See,
user.
master node fingerprint is added in worker nodes, but worker nodes fingerprint which is not added in the master is public key,
Yes, sir.
public ID, not the public key. Public ID which is not added in authorized keys files, right?
Yes,
So that's why it's asking password. Understood?
yes, sir.
How many times if I log into the server, it will ask the password
Yes,
because passwordless authentication is not enabled.
yes.
Passwordless authentication ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕೀಗ ನಾನು?
ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಇದು ವರ್ಕರ್ದು ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್
Keygen.
Yes,
ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್
SSH.
Keygen
I need to
create.
create SSH keygen for
Yes,
this user over here. Then SSH hyphen copy hyphen ID space
and
Ansible
user
at the rate
user.
master IP. Then
Yes,
it will get copied. Then both the way I can communicate.
yes.
Understood?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Now, let me run some ad hoc commands. As I mentioned, ad hoc commands are like one-time executable commands. Ansible ad hoc commands. Playbook ಇಲ್ದಂಗೆ ನನಗೆ I don't have much time to write a playbook. Immediately I want to check something on the worker nodes. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಕರ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ರನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಕರ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗಿಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ವರ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ something I want to get to know immediately. I don't have much time. Immediately I want to push something to the worker nodes. Immediately I want to create some folders in the worker nodes. So ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್? ಸೊ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಫೈಲ್, ಈಗ ನಾನು ಫೈಲ್ ಬರೆದು ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಟ್ ಮಚ್ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಒನ್ ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕು. ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ವೆರಿ ಲೆಂತಿಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರನ್ ಇಟ್. ಈಗ ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಫೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ದಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ವಿತ್ ದ ಅಡಾಕ್ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, like this. See here. Ansible web server means the group. Remember, in the host file, we are creating the groups, right? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಇರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Like, is this the master? Exit. Worker node 1. Okay. Okay, this is master. Now, if I go to etc
No,
Ansible
sir. This is
folder.
worker one.
Oh, this is worker 1. This is a worker 1.
No, in the
Exit,
master only
right?
we
Exit.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cd/etc Ansible. So what I will do, let me create one host file. Okay. Host file. I need to create a sudo because this folder is protected. Hosts. Let me add like you know app server. Okay. Under app server, I will add these two servers. Worker node 1, public IP, then worker node 2, public IP. See, I can add private or public over here, right? Because both are in the same network.
Sir, we have to mention hash, no?
ನೋ ಹ್ಯಾಶ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕಮೆಂಟೆಡ್. ಅವ್ರು ನಿಮಗೆ
Okay.
ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಕಮೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀವು
Yes,
ಅದನ್ನ
sir.
ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು.
Okay.
ಈ ಬ್ಲೂ ಕಲರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು
Yes, sir.
ಕಮೆಂಟೆಡ್.
Okay.
Okay, it should be uncommented. Okay,
Yes, sir.
similarly, let me add DB servers. DB servers illa, but let me just add for to show you some demo. 1.0.2. Okay, now what I will do, let me do ping. Ping is used for what? Generic ping.
The connection.
Server status, right?
Status.
Ping is used to check the server status. Like if you do the ping, if you get the response as a pong, that means the server is responding, right? Here, I just want to see whether my worker nodes are responding back. Like somewhere ping should be there. Okay, what I will do, Ansible, I can give all. All means it will consider inside host file how many entries are there. It will consider everything. Then -m, we should mention the module. Module I'm using ping. Then let me try. Okay. If you observe here, what it's saying. Okay, just warning. This warning you can ignore. Up to here you can ignore. Just consider this one. 3.80.252.255. That is worker node 1, right? What it's saying? Ansible facts changed false. Ping is pong. That means you are pinging, it's a respond back as a pong. That means server is responding. Connection is there from master to worker node 1. Similarly, worker node 2.
Same thing.
Then how about these two? These two,
Unreachable.
it's saying what? Unreachable. Fail to connect to the host via SSH. SSH connect to the host. 10.0.0.1 port 22 connection time dot unreachable true. Now you got the basic idea how Ansible will work. First, it will check for host inventory file because I mentioned all, right? Instead of all, I can mention app underscore server. See, app server ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೂ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್. ಆಲ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್
ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಆಪ್ ಸರ್ವರ್ 1 ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. See, could not match supplied host pattern. Ignored app server 1. No host matched. Host ಅಲ್ಲಿ app server 1 ಅಂತ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಇಲ್ವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Right?
So those red one are DB servers which you've given, right, sir?
Correct. So let me give that one also. DB underscore server.
Yes.
It will take some time because it's trying to hit
Pinging.
that request to that particular IP, that IP which is not exist at all. So that's why it will take some time, then timed out.
Yes, sir.
See, connection failed.
Understood.
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ?
Yes, sir.
This is the first basic connection. How it will use the host file to run your adhoc command. Okay, these are all adhoc commands. Like -m is a module. Okay, directly you can mention the module, and -a is like you can mention your commands. Like for example, what I will do. Let me use app underscore server. Inside this server, I want to use a shell module. Shell module is for running the commands. Okay, hyphen a. What we'll do? Shall we run uptime? Uptime command is used for what? Linux command.
CPU utilization.
CPU utilization.
That is true.
Sure.
This uptime will give us like
Load average also, sir.
We'll
how
see
many minutes
what it's saying.
Load average also.
See the output.
changes. Okay, uptimes.
No, this you can ignore. Pink color one you can ignore. Only just concentrate on green or yellow or red. This one. See, this server is got changed means it's executed. Okay. See, 3:35:03. That's the current time. Uptime is 1 hour 21 minutes. Then
Two
two
users.
users. Load
Okay.
average is zero
Ansible
point
and
0.8,
root.
0.02, 0.01.
Yes.
Similarly, I can run df-h. Any Linux command you can run by using shell module. See, this is from server 1 and this is from server 2. I can run what mk dir. Let me create demo underscore Ansible. See, it's showing what? Changed. Changed. Let me validate whether it's created or not. See, demo Ansible is created. Over here, this is worker node 2. Yes, the demo Ansible is created.
So, sir, like that we can install the multiple software.
Anything I can install. Okay. Right now, I will install via Ansible ad hoc module itself. Okay. Small then, Kohli. I don't want any other configuration. Just I want to install it. I can install. I will go for instead of shell module. We have dedicated module, right? Anyhow, this is yum, right?
Yes, sir. App
For m hyphen a, we
update.
have to use like this.
First update, right, sir? Then we can install.
Somewhere I saw that yum install. Yeah, like this yum hyphen a. We have to mention first name of the package. Which package we want to install? HTTPD, right? Because it's a Red Hat. I mean Linux 2, right? Apache 2 is for Ubuntu. For Linux distribution, HTTPD,
HTTPD.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then state equals to present. ಅಂದ್ರೆ HTTP ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಓಕೆ
ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾಮಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೀ ಇನ್ಬಿಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಆನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ದು.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಗೆಟ್. ಇದು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಯಾವುದೇ ಯಾಮಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಫೈಲ್ಸ್ ಬರಿತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಡಾಕ್ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿಂಗ್. ಅಡಾಕ್ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವೆರಿ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಒನ್. ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಒನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಇದನ್ನ ರಿಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ತರ ನಾನು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯೂಸರ್ಸ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೋಡ್ಸ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ಗೋರಿದಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಫೈಲ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ YAML files. But this is hoc commands. Hoc commands na run ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ first it should be start with Ansible. Then you need to pass your host where you want to run the hoc commands, right? Either you can mention all means first it will check your host file, ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿನೂ ರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ಓಕೆ, after that hyphen m represent module. ಯಾವ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇಂದ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. Ping is also a module. I told you, right? Here. That's why modules are very important. See, these are all modules. You can use it. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So I'm using these modules, like for example, M module. M module is used for installing or uninstalling the softwares, right? Then hyphen A. hyphen A arguments. ಈಗ M package is fine. ಯಾವ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜ್ ನ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? I have to mention it here. Okay, name of the package. Name of the package is httpd. Then okay, package name is fine. Whether I should install or uninstall, alwa? That is state. State is present. Or you can mention latest. Okay, both it will accept. Or absent. Absent ಅಂತ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? This is a command. But illi what it's saying, sudo access is required. See, message, this command has to be run under root user. Root user ಆಗಿ ರನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ -b. Okay, guessing sudo password. That we enabled without password. Okay, fine. 187 installed. Only 187 is installed. See, again, second time if I'm trying to install, it won't install. Changed is false. If you observe earlier, changed is true. First time it's not installed in this server, that's why it's installed it. Second time if I execute the same thing again, Ansible will identify that okay, software is which is already installed, no need to install. But this one is saying missing sudo password. It's expecting password. 252.
ಸರ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಒನ್ ಸರ್ವರ್ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾ ಅದನ್ನ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ IP ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ
ಹಾ ನೋ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಸಿ. ಈಗ ಒಂದ್ ಸರ್ವರ್ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಬಟ್ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ 2 ಸರ್ವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ರನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ರೆ Ansible is intelligent enough to identify the things which is already executed. ಸಿ, ನೀವು ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂತು, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂತು. That means which is already executed. No need to do anything. Changed is false. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅದು.
ಓಕೆ
Okay.
ಓಕೆ
So ನೀವು multiple times 100 times execute ಮಾಡಿ, it won't run.
ಓಕೆ
It will identify that okay, latest thing which is already available. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡದಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ.
ಓಕೆ
So maybe here sudo errors we added it, right?
Sir, but it is showing it is installed in one server only, right, sir?
That's why one more server it's asking password. We add it. And why it's asking password?
ಸರ್
It's
ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ
expecting
ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಥೆಂಟಿಕೇಶನ್ ಎಸ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು.
ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. Let me check one more time. SSHD config password authentication ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? Permit root login.
ಕಮೆಂಟ್
No, it should be S, right? ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದರಲ್ಲಿ something we changed. ಬಟ್ ಒಂದರಲ್ಲಿ ವೀಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪಿಗೆ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ವಾ?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
Maybe that's causing an issue here. Or I can pass the password also over here. Let me Ansible ad hoc. What's the password? Okay, if you add hyphen ask become password or hyphen k Ansible prompt the password. Okay, fine. Ansible 123. Still missing sudo password. Why only for this server? 252. Sudo pass. But these are all things we can configure via files. But I just want to show hyphen b run operation as this is a default root. Does not imply password prompting. Okay. Privileges escalation default sudo use ansible hyphen l is to avoid. History. Exit. Hmm. Here we add it as field group. We added it. Slash etc sudo errors. Hmm. Let me add it here also. Now, okay, hyphen B. Yeah, yes. See, now it's executed in first server as well, right? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now let us check whether it's installed successfully or not. Okay, that also we can check it here. Mm, Status check, right? I want to see whether this package installed successfully or not by using service module. Hyphen A, hyphen A, then name, HTTPD, then what we'll do, action.
Status.
Mm,
Status. Later.
Status, service module, managing services, state, started, stopped, but status, status is not there.
Sir, state is equal to status.
State is equal to status. I think it won't. We'll see. State equal to status. See, you have only option of
State.
reloaded, restarted, started, stopped, right?
Yes, sir.
So status percent
Or we can use.
You can
and
stop and we
during
can start now, sir.
no, we can use this one. Just a second.
Sir, we can add it that a state equal to present, sir, in the command.
State equal to present. We can register and we can do that one, but okay, we have one more thing, right? Shell, Ansible, app, server, then hyphen m, shell. We can add anything, right? Commands here. Hyphen e, what? Service, service name status, right? HTTPD status. That's it. Inactive, right? See here, loaded. It's inactive. Inactive. What we should do now? We should start it, right? Here we will get started. Unable to start. Access denied. Okay, I should use sudo and b. Started. Now I can run the same command again with the shell module. See, it's active. Got it? These are all ADAC commands. Okay, if you know the modules, you can directly run commands to fetch some details immediately. Okay, let me check whether this server maybe the port is not opened, I believe. Security, then security groups. Just only one port is opened. Edit, add. HTTP is enough for us. And anywhere, save. Now if I refresh, launch wizard 10. It works. Why this one is not working yet? Here it's installed. Understood? Ansible. Maybe you feel complex, right? ಇವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್.
Yes, sir.
See, first you should understand the modules. Okay, for example, see here, apt. This module is used for install and remove the packages, right? So similarly, we do have a bunch of modules. Thousands of modules are there. So tomorrow, get me the list of modules which is used for main use cases. So these are all we'll used most frequently. Copy, file, service, ping, debug, template. Module name, module usage. If you know the module, then it's pretty much easy to write the playbook. Modules ಇಲ್ದಂಗೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ಲೇಬುಕ್ ಬರೆಯೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. Modules ಇಲ್ದಂಗೆ ಅನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ನೀವೇನು ರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಅವೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೋ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ವೆರಿ ಲೀನಿಯರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನರ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಗ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಹಾಗೆ ನೀವು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಪ್ಲೇಬುಕ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್. ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಬುಕ್ ವೆರಿ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಒನ್. ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಇಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್, Ansible master and worker node connections. I can do like this also. Okay, I will show it here. Wait, Ansible ad hoc command execute via play pem file. Pem file, I think -i flag is used. F10. hyphen I. Okay, what I will do, Ansible app underscore server, then hyphen m ping. Okay, let me do one thing. I think this server, let me start this instance. I think I have used the same key. Yeah. Okay. What I will do, let me try to run the ping for that server. Hyphen m ping, then hyphen I test.pem. Maybe the user is different, or okay, Linux platform. Hyphen u username is ec2 hyphen user, because Ansible user which is not present, right? ಈಗ ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ how this will work, just observe. Okay, test one expected key host variable assignment unable to parse inventory source. This is for hyphen I is for host file. Mm, hyphen use remote user hyphen v r. Okay. Hmm. Should pass like this. Hyphen private key. Then my private key. Then okay.
User.
Before that, I need to add it in my Ansible host, right?
Host field.
That
Yes, sir.
instance, I will add as one more group. Sudo mm, just I will add new, and I'll make an entry of the new server. This one. Then hyphen hyphen private hyphen key, then test.pem, then hyphen u, user is ec2 hyphen user. That's it. See what it's saying? 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Here I mentioned app server, right?
Yes, sir. We have to give new.
Say app server also it's worked. Why? Because the same PEM file I used it, right? EC2 user. If you
Yes, sir.
observe, I have mentioned EC2 user, but EC2 user I have used the test.pem. Test.pem is used for the same server creation.
Yes, sir.
Same key is used for server creation. So here I should mention new.
New.
New. See first time fingerprint. Yeah. Pong. See it's connected. Yeah. EC2 user. Otherwise, if I didn't mention EC2 user, what will happen? Just observe now. Fail to connect via SL. See here how it's trying to connect via which user? Ansible default user. See from which user I am running this command? Ansible user only, right?
Yes,
See
sir.
here.
Master.
See this is master
User
node.
is okay.
User is Ansible.
Yes, sir.
If I exit from this user right now,
Yes, sir. Now
it's
we.
EC2 user.
Yes.
Now if I run the same command, it will work because
Yes, sir. Yes.
yes. Okay. Why it's failing? See the error? No
Now
such file or
second
directory
information.
identify. That is this test.pem, right? Test.pem, which is not located in ec2-user folder, right?
Yes, sir. It
This
is
is located in Ansible folder.
Ansible user. Yes.
So let me copy /home /Ansible test.pem. Right. Okay, permission denied. Sudo cp /home Ansible
Then
test.pem to here. Now I have test.pem. Now if I run the same command again,
it's again denied. Public. This is private.
test.pem is unreachable. Test. Okay. Root user. Sudo ch on ec2 hyphen user colon ec2 hyphen user test.pem cat test.pem. Now fine. See, earlier it was owned by root user, right?
Yes,
This
sir.
EC2 user won't be able to communicate with that file because it's not owning that file.
Yes.
Ownership change ಇತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಕೂಡ 400 ಇತ್ತು permission.
Yes, sir.
Only root can able to read it. Now it EC2 user it's trying to read this file and try to commit the other server, right? So that's why
Yes.
it's failing. Now see, I didn't use -u user username, but by default it's trying to use EC2 user. That's why it's connecting. Understood?
Yes, sir.
See, I didn't configure anything on this server, right? ಈ ಸರ್ವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೇನು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ K8 ಸರ್ವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Correct? The earlier server which I configured, why? Because I want the same uniform user. Okay, I just want to show you three types of mechanism, authentication mechanism. Passwordless, anyhow, we learned it. With the password, ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, I will show that. So sudo su ansible Ansible 123. Now, so with password adre, same thing. If I'm trying to bring, I don't want to bring this new machine because password is not enabled over there. So that's why app underscore server. So here -m shell module, then -a. Um, let me delete some folder -r demo Ansible, which we created earlier. Okay. Then ask what is that? Password. Common arguments, then become user, become method, connection file, connection password file. Oh, directly I can provide Ansible -k. See, it's asking password. This is password authentication. Ansible 123. Changed. If I check it here, earlier we created, okay, cd. We created demo underscore Ansible folder, right? It's deleted. If I observe here, see, this was the earlier status. Now if I do ls, no such file or directory. Sorry. See here, this was deleted. Understood? This is password. Same file we saw earlier. Passwordless means
iPhone.
MIDIR. That's it. It won't ask password, right? Passwordless authentication is enabled here because now master is able to communicate with the worker nodes because password authentication, passwordless authentication is enabled. That means fingerprint we added over there. Understood? 3 authentication mechanism. You can choose anything. Okay. But passwordless adre, you should make sure that before something needs to be configured. SSH keygen generate ಮಾಡಿ users ನ create ಮಾಡಿ ಆ users ನ use ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay. PEM file and password authentication, just we are expecting one user. That's it. Passwordless adre, you need to copy this ID of this particular user, copy to the authorized keys in the remote server. Full mess up agata.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Full messed up.
How this like?
Okay, today do only one thing.
Yes, sir.
Install Ansible. Okay.
Okay.
Once you install Ansible, along with the 2 servers you created.
Okay, sir.
Okay. 2 server, create after server creation, just create one user over there.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
To make it simple, go for Ubuntu servers. But Ubuntu servers ಅಲ್ಲಿ Ansible install in Ubuntu.
Packages install ಮಾಡಿ.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. See, you need to add this repository first, that is ppa Ansible. Then you need to update. Then you need to install. Okay, 3 steps. Then
Yes, sir.
you will get these files over there.
Sir, I
Okay.
have one question, sir. Why don't we have that GUI for this one?
GUI.
Sir.
Which type of GUI?
Like we have a Jenkins GUI for the. or
Ansible tower is there, but that tower also, just for representation purpose. But playbooks and all, you have to create it.
Okay, so we will
What you
try
are
with
expecting from GUI?
just like dashboards, where
yes, sir.
what we did with the AWS.
Yes, sir. Like Jenkins, we placed with the like we are dealing with the GUI, right, sir?
Jenkins, you are integrating with so many bombarded tools, right?
Yes, sir.
But there also you need to create the pipeline.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But
That's
here Ansible tower is there. That is the enterprise version. Okay, that is
Okay.
not required. But ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ messed up type ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. But once you are familiar with this thing, you can easily. Only ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ main ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು host file,
yes, sir.
right? The host file is the main key file to connect to
And,
the remote server. Then
and connections.
the modules are very very important in Ansible. ನೀವೆಷ್ಟು ಗ್ರಿಪ್ ತಗೊಂತಿರೋ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟು ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So first and foremost, you should understand the modules like package module is there, app module is there, ping module is there, shell module is there, command module is there, get module is there, get URL module is there. So at least minimum 20 to 30 modules, basic useful modules. Okay, we have plenty of modules. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ modules list ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, there is lots of things is there. Module section.
Sir, one more question, sir. Can we have a different working node OS, sir?
Yeah, you can see everything you can control. See, for example, you installed in Linux. Okay, you can have nodes or Ubuntu or CentOS, but make sure that while connecting to from master to worker nodes, user is major role here. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ irrespective of any OS, what's the best suggestion is create the common user in all the server, in master worker nodes, so that you can use that same username for all your actions. Understood?
Yes, sir.
But Ubuntu ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. See, in Amazon Linux 2 we have HTTPD package, but same HTTPD package won't be available in Ubuntu. So ನೀವು ಪ್ಲೇಬುಕ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ರನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ you should be very careful about your OS part, because same HTTPD if you are trying to run on Ubuntu, it will fail. Same SSH service if you are trying to run like a restart or start in Linux 2, Amazon Linux 2, it will fail because SSH is not there. SSHD is there. But same SSHD which is not there in Ubuntu, there SSH, right? Slight difference. Ansible modules. See, there are tons of modules are there. See here. Just A alphabet ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ. These are all modules. ABI, AWS modules ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. See, AWS ACM info. What is ACM? ಮರ್ತೋಗಿದ್ರ. AWS certificate manager. ನಿನ್ನೆನೋ ಮೊನ್ನೆನೋ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. See, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ. AWS certificate manager service. Similarly, you have code commit, manage repositories in AWS code commit. Similarly, you have Azure modules, and there are lots of modules. ಒಂದೊಂದು alphabet ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇಷ್ಟಿಷ್ಟು modules ಇದೆ. Docker modules ಇದೆ, EC2 modules ಇದೆ. See, EC2 modules. For example, EC2 create, terminate, start, stop EC2 instances. If I click this, see, I can get this. Create, terminate, start, stop, and EC2 instances. Synapses is present. Assign public IP. You have this option. Choice is no or yes. You can use this. Secret key. then Boolean parameter. So these are all, parameters you can use by using that module. Like, see, for example, this is a module. Inside that module, I can give the key name is my key name, instance type is E2 micro, image is this image ID, weight, yes, group, web server, count is 3, VPC subnet, assign, public IP, yes. So these are all parameters. If you observe here, see here, instance type, right? Image, group, count, that one only you are using it. EC2 under this. Artha aita? So this is one small module. Similarly, if I go for volume section, EC2 underscore volume. EC2 underscore volume is a module. Under that, you can use instance. Which instance? Volume size is 5. Device name is SDD or IOPS 100. You can customize. You can create your own volume. Similarly, we have bunch of modules. Okay, so that's why don't go directly here. See, if you scroll ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು 30 to 40 seconds ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟಿದೆ modules up to Z. So let me search for service. Lots of service module are here. See, AWS S3 module is there. Instead of service, let me go for M module. See, M module, manage packages with M package manager. ಈ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲೋ ಡೌನ್ ಗ್ರೇಡ್, ಆಟೋ ರಿಮೂವ್, ಬಗ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್, ಕಾನ್ಫ್ ಫೈಲ್, ಡಿಸೇಬಲ್, ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರಿ, ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ಎನೇಬಲ್ ಪ್ಲಗ್-ಇನ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್, ಲೀಸ್ಟ್, ರಿಲೀಸ್, ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಚಾಯ್ಸಸ್ ಏನೇನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಡ್, ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್, ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, ರಿಮೂವ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ನೋ ಮೋರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಟ್, whether to install. If you want to install something, go for present or installed or latest. If you want to remove, go for absent or remove a package. Present and installed will simply ensure that desired package is installed. Latest will update the specified package if it's not the latest available version. Absent and remove will remove the specific package. Default is none. Okay, ನೀವು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ ಅಂತ. However, in effect of default action present, unless the auto remove option is enabled for this module, then absent is inferred. Okay, this is for one state. ನೀವು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Earlier we have mentioned that state equals to status, which is not there in the choice parameter, right?
ಸರಿ ಸರ್.
So that's why it's failed. Okay, for example, see here, name, playbook aladre, m, name of the package, state is latest. Either you can use latest or you can use installed or you can use which one? Three options are there, right? Present, installed, latest. ಮೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಬಟ್ ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಈಗ ಎಂ ಆಯ್ತು. ಈಗ ನಾನು let me go for file module. Lots of file content over there. 304. Instead of file, get underscore URL. See, if I choose this, it is used for downloads files from HTTP, HTTPS or FTP to node. Parameters, attributes, backup, checksum, force basic, group, header, HTTP agent, owner. So many parameters are there. So if I want to download something, I can use get URL from the internet. URL has to be specified here in the URL section. Destination, where I should download, right? In destination, if I go for destination here, somewhere it should mention EFD. See destination. Absolute path, where to download the file to. If destination is a directory, either server provided file name, or if none provided, the base name of the URL on the remote server will be used if the direct force has no effect. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? So this is how you should understand the modules. So ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲಿಯೋ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. There are lots of maybe around 900 or 1000 modules are there. So what you will do, useful modules in Ansible. Is 30 useful modules. DevOps profession. If you go here, you will get this. See ping module, setup module, then M module, app package, pip module, npm module, raw module, shell module, script module. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ next effective ಇಲ್ಲ. Okay, at least 30 useful modules. Let me know. I will give which one is the best usage for our daily use case. Okay, ಒಂದು 30ರಿಂದ 40 ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸಾರ್ಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್?
Yes, sir.
Try to read some other articles also. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ, just list the modules and use case. If I am using pip module, what is the use? Okay, so list ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬನ್ನಿ. And for the practice session, two 3 servers, one is master, 2 worker nodes, ಮೂರನ್ನು ಸೇಮ್ ಯೂಸರ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಥೆಂಟಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ಲೆಸ್ ಅಥೆಂಟಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ರನ್ ಸಮ್ ADOC commands. Let me give this ADOC commands. So history, so here ಸ್ವಲ್ಪನಾದ್ರೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ? Ansible
Yes, sir.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ತುಂಬಾ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? Feel like
First
hard?
year, sir.
We need to practice, sir.
Yeah. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು 3 ಸರ್ವರ್ಸ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ನ ರನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Try to make the connection establishment between your master to worker. That's the major part now. Okay. Then after that, you know, just run these few basic ADA commands. That's fair enough for now. Okay. Don't think too much. Anyhow, we will understand the playbook, what is playbook and all. Then you will get to know easily how to control all these things, because ADA commands ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು we need the controlled manner, right? So because before installing we need update, right? After update then only we can able to install. Once the installation is done, whether the state active or inactive, all these things has to be checked, right? Everything properly will design in the playbook level. Okay, right. So if you want to communicate via private key file, then this is the command. Okay, so ಇಷ್ಟು practice ಮಾಡಿ ಸಾಕು. Okay, then uptime dff and ef also you can do it over here. Any command ನೀವು ಲೈನಕ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ರನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರೋ ಯಾವ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. So df -h. Okay, fine. I will share this.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, then we'll connect on Monday.
Yes, sir.
ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಜೋರಾಗಿದೆ ಈ ಸರಿ.
And what about mocks? Monday on
ನಿನ್ನೆ chatting it is.
mocks.
ಮಂಡೇ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಅನ್ಸಿಬಲ್
Okay.
ಅನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಆಸೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಂಡೇ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಬ್ರಿಗೆ ತಗೊಂತೀನಿ.
ಬೇಡ ಸರ್.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬಾ ಎಂಥೂಸಿಯಾಸಮ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಮಾರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಂಡೇ ಅನ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್. ಅನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಬೇಡ ಸರ್.
Okay, probably next week Ansible will be completed. So once that's done, we can have mock session. Probably it may take around 4 to 5 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Other next week, mock it corona. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಜೋರಾಗೆ ಇದೆ ಸರಿ.
ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕೊಟ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್. Okay then. So see you on Monday. We'll continue this Ansible. Right.
Yes, sir.
Happy weekend. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.